This is the upcoming match. We've got the Criminals, we've got Day Old Sushi. We are nearing the end of the regular season for PSL, and these two are up there as being in the upper echelon. As of the current official rankings, the Criminals are the number 3 in the league, being at a pretty comfortable 73 points. Reading the wrong column, my bad. Day Old Sushi, though, not too far behind. 62 points, currently ranked 6th. Just behind Team Soul and just ahead of Sparkling Sea, whereas the Criminals are sitting between Grim Kraken and Inkslingers. This set could end up going either way, honestly. Both these teams have been doing pretty good this season. And this set could end up meaning a lot. I'm expecting this to be a pretty close set. Obviously, with the current standings, the Criminals are a little bit more favored, but we could see an upset. Who knows? If Day Old Sushi ends up getting enough points off this, they might actually bump themselves up a few places in seeding. I'm interested to see how that's going to go. And yeah, it is just me. I don't have a co-com this evening. We'll see how this ends up panning out. Let's just real quick take a look at the maps. Hammerhead Bridge for Turf War, which is probably going to be played last, as Criminals are wont to do. Then we have Mincemeat, Sturgeon Shipyard, Santa Maria, and Umami in 4 ranked modes. Would not call this my favorite map list if I were playing it, but I'm not here to play it, I'm here to commentate it. Sturgeon usually provides some good matches. Santa can always end up being surprising. Umami Clams is something that, like, I always feel like something surprising ends up happening on that too. Really just kind of hoping that Mincemeat and Hammerhead ends up producing a good game, because I'm a little less hopeful about those ones. Now joining the private battle, and let's go to the game feed. Silly me, I hadn't put my stringer back on. Not that we're seeing this for anything other than in the middle of the lobbies, but, you know. This is a fun match for me as someone who has some sort of connection to both teams. Tax being one of my former teammates, and I've known Butter for a while now, aka Crime Man 7. As for Day Old Sushi, I've been kind of in and out, hanging out in their server for a while now. It's I qualify as being Day Old Sushi myself. Hi, friendly reminder. I am an old lady compared to most of the community. Not that I consider myself old, but you know, everything is relative. As I sort of expected, everything is going into zones, and I will be we'll be getting started real quick soon. Best of luck to both teams. Let's see how this ends up panning out. Panning. I said pining because Piner is being, yeah. Or two rapping, call that bars too. Did I accidentally end up doing like a rap sort of thing? I don't think I'm aware of if I did. I don't think I did. Thank you, Storm. All right, so we're going into Splat Zones, Mincemeat Metalworks. This is the ranked mode that I'm kind of expecting might end up being a little lockouty, just because of the way mincemeat tends to flow. But that being said, I expect these teams to be relatively evenly matched. We'll see what ends up happening. Overall, I would probably say that these, I'd probably say that there's like a slight edge to criminals, but I have been wrong before. If I seem a little bit out of it, by the way, it is entirely because I've been like in and out of lying down. I'll be perfectly honest. I've been like getting on and off headaches today, so little under 100%, but I'm still well enough to provide my usual little commentary. Ten more seconds and we'll be loading into the game. Let us see what they've got cooking. Coming up on criminals, we've got a pencil comp with a whole bunch of indirect damage. And we've got a leader comp with a machine. Double Zuka. Very interesting indeed. Alright. Get on in there. Attack's going to be immediately putting pressure on the leader, as I would kind of expect. Immediately, we have 2 go down on the side of the criminals, so early advantage is going to go to Day Old Sushi. Oh, it transitions into a full wipeout even. Not bad, not bad. Watching out for everything to come back. Zuka is popped to slow down the criminals even further, trying to get this lead even further. Counter Zuka coming out. Criminals making slight progress. Cooler is out. They're going to make a push with it. End up trading. Ends up being mostly fine for the most part. They're just having trouble cracking Day Old Sushi's defense, however. Despite the coolerless offense, ooh, Day Old Sushi's coming out swinging. That wipeout might end up actually spelling the end for criminals unless they're able to get them out right now. Tax takes a trade, manages to get some takeover on the zone. Piner trying to get close, ends up getting caught, and at 4 remaining, they get a cooler. They manage to flip control. Ball is in their court. Zuka comes out. Splash managing to avoid it. Gets to the range. Nice. Tax trying to shark the ledges here. Machine ends up winning the 1v1. Range coming to follow up. Big trade. Piner taking the enemy plat. E-leader marks with the wave breaker. Manages to distract them just long enough. Crab coming out to try and for the retake. Managed to get another. They're 2 down on the criminals. I would be backing up if I were them. And that's a successful retake for Day Old Sushi, going to 42 for the criminals push. Prime Man manages to help get rid of the aggressor Splash. We've got Pencil Gaming going on. Machine ends up going down. Splash trying to work the flank here. Unfortunately, not really able to get much of anywhere just because of all the coverage going on here. Machine trying to... Oh, not quite able to dislodge. Bucket duel. Looks like Tax will get the better of them on that one. Penalty taken down for criminals yet again. Taking a 2-for-1. Range managing to get a good shot on the leader and not able to quite following up. Machine will end up trying to punish successfully. Zuka coming out. 2-3. Another Zuka trying to get a pick here, but unfortunately Zuka hitbox not working in their favor. Piner trying to rush down a crab. Not quite able to do much with that. Ends up getting punished. Shot trying to take the zone. Bucket's hands up behind. Cleaned up. Failed Sushi going to start working their penalty yet again. Range Blaster jumping to the cooler. Wavebreaker almost online. Unfortunately caught by a suction bomb. And Azuka going to get a beautiful shot onto the pencil. And another shot onto an aggressing Piner. This is going to work through a lot of the penalties, so Criminals are only going to have like 1-2 more chances to actually make this retake work. A trade is going to start helping, getting the shot down. Delaying the next Zuka. Retake successful. Price Strike manages to catch one. Wavebreaker coming out. They're not quite able to do that. Criminals are going to clean up right there. Oh, nice bomb kill. Going to open things up for the Criminals. Whole lot happening as the big scramble for mid ends up happening. 13 seconds left. Dailed Sushi needs to continue to hold. Criminals need to retake. Just neutralizing the zone isn't enough. They need to fully take it, and they managed to do it. Now they need to hold. With 2 down, this is going to look good. They have to work through the penalty and get down to below 4 points. 2 specials to 1. Currently on special advantage and staggering Dailed Sushi. This is looking really good for the Criminals. Wavebreaker giving them a little bit of notice. Shot goes down. Dailed Sushi trying to retake, trying to win a bucket duel, and doesn't quite do it. They're cleaned up. It's just the leader, and I think the Criminals are going to make the overtime comeback. Very well played by the Criminals there. And, of course, the Criminals' signature quadruple dab, as is tradition for them. Actually an extremely good mincemeat zones match there. Very back and forth. Dailed Sushi ended up having such a strong lead at the opener, but Criminals managed to overtake them right at the end, managing to just completely lock them out. Very impressive display. Well, now we're going to be moving on to tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard. I am not fully expecting the E-Leader offense, the E-Leader double Zuka comp out of Dailed Sushi here, but I could be wrong. Sturgeon's never screamed to me as being much of an E-Leader map, especially not these days with all the Zukas running around. We're going to see how both teams adjust to the new map mode as well as each other. As per our PSL scoring system, Dailed Sushi very easily will be still getting an overtime point for 4 zones. Do bear in mind that the score displayed on stream is just from what I am seeing. The results themselves may slightly differ if there is a closed case on overtime points. So do not take it as gospel. But I am striving to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. All right, loading into Sturgeon Shipyard. See what the adjustments are. I could see the criminals running the same comp, but we're going to see. And it looks like it is with the adjustment to having a vanilla blaster. The old Sushi is also moving over to a pencil comp. Nothing particularly spicy, though we do have a Ninja Squid on the shot. Go to the Pioneer Cam, see how the opener goes. Pencil v Pencil, ooh, 2 down on Day Old Sushi to start. This is going to give, at the very least, up to check 1. 3 down, as a matter of fact, staggering the range blaster. Got Zuka going, and a triple ink strike surely to follow, as well as a cooler. Tax hasn't quite picked it up yet. Doing their best to stagger Day Old Sushi. Looks like they're really well practiced on this map. Bubble going up. Going to make it getting through checkpoint 2 much easier for the criminals, and I believe it's going to fall without much issue. Shot manages to get to the tower, but unfortunately, that momentum was just too much for them to take. That is going to be a very swift knockout. Criminals up. 2 games. Taking that opening momentum from mid and just completely running it down. Textbook Surgeon Shipyard. That's not really a loss that I would particularly like to take if I were on Day Old Sushi. Hopefully they'll be able to reset and be able to bring it back for Rainmaker. Criminals definitely showing why they're the higher-ranked team right now, though. That level of consistency and aggression has definitely been paying off for them with the cooler comps that are typical of this current metagame. Manta Maria, however, a lot of indirect weapons get to shine on this map because of all of the vertical geometry around and all the grading. We're seeing blasters out of both sides. They're both probably going to end up sticking with those. Buckets are obviously going to have a field day, be it machine or regular bucket. And we'll load again. Manta Maria. We are seeing a switch off of the blaster into Octobrush. That's a very interesting call. And we have the Kraken E-Leader, which makes some degree of sense to me. This is not a bad beacon map. Got special power on the chimp pencil, as we would expect. I'm going to go to the brush cam. I'm interested to see what they're cooking with this. Managing to get 1-for-1 trades. Having a little trouble with the spectator cam. That's my bad. Zipcaster flying around. Trying to make something happen. Ends up going down. Sheen looking to get some sort of defense going. Rainmaker rush down. Potential bucket duel happening. A little bit of lag on my end, but we'll make it work. Criminals push is going to get stopped. Not a whole lot gotten done. Of course, any lead until after the checkpoint is not really going to be much of anything. Checkpoint does not end up going down, as a matter of fact. Got the brush sharking, actually. Looking for an opportunity to punish the leader. Stop the offense. Oh, unfortunately, the brush does not get enough hits to take them out. The old Sushi are going to look to try and see if they can increase their lead. Not a lot of distance that they need to go in order to stop this. Down to 30, though. They don't manage to successfully drop down, and they've got a Zuka ready to help fend them off. Toot going down with the Rainmaker explosion as well. Little Zuka battle going on, but I think Day Old Sushi's push is going to be cleaned up from here, unless they manage to get a couple more picks like that. Zipcaster going around. Oh, someone managed to sneak the Rainmaker, actually, very close. So now putting into the criminals into a KO or lose situation. Trying to keep getting out right now. Pass over to the Rainmaker. Price Strike going down, trying to create space. Shot for shot. Staggered, 3 down. Making use of the beacons. Got a Kraken going on. Managing to take one out. Looks like both teams are just trying to find an opening right now. Azuka from Pioneer might be able to create an opening for Criminals to come and take the checkpoint. We'll see what ends up happening. Manages to find the way onto the shot. Someone else manages to pick up the zap. 5 seconds on the Rainmaker. Managed to get to the checkpoint just in time. Managed to pop the Rainmaker, and now the Criminals have an opportunity to potentially take the lead back. Price Strike trying to create an opening. They managed to get to the podium. Does not manage to KO it. Now Day Old Sushi now in the situation of KO or lose. Santa Maria, very volatile, very swingy match. A minute and a half left in the match. Very interesting fight going on over there. Between the leader and the Bucket. Bucket manages to find one. Old Sushi taking a lot of time in order to try and regain their base. It's just every time they seem to clear out one member of Criminals, another one shows up to take their place on the opposite side of the map. Or are you going to try and sneak it in? Yeah, I'm with the rest of the team out of position. They managed to get the KO. Criminals looking like pretty shaky at the start of that match, but then managing to just completely turn the corner and just shoving that Rainmaker straight down to the other end of the boat. That was a match that absolutely could have gone either way. If the Old Sushi's defense was just a little bit more tight, then that would have been a very big uphill battle for Criminals to overcome. But here we are. Criminals have effectively won the set already, in terms of score. There's no way for Day Old Sushi to really catch up with that, because we've only got one more ranked mode, and then Turf War is only worth 2 points. However, those points are still up for grabs. Day Old Sushi could be walking out of this with a clam victory. It's not like these matches have been free. Tower looked pretty dominant, but that's just because of the fact that Sturgeon Tower tends to be pretty momentum-based, in my experience. Rainmaker really could have gone either way. Day Old Sushi's push was something that is really difficult to overcome, and Criminals managed to completely play the map in their favor in order to consistently keep Day Old Sushi, unable to keep control of their side of the map. Just eventually managed to push the Rainmaker in for a KO. And Zones was obviously a huge back and forth. Criminals needed a big overtime comeback to happen, and they managed to do it by the skin of their teeth. Clam Blitz Umami is going to be another one of those games where this could just be a lockout, or it could be just a big ol' slobber knocker. We'll see what happens. We're keeping the brush comp. And we got T-Tech. Double shot, one of each. As well as V-Machine, so we've got the Booyah Bomb. Thermal Ink Pencil also, I've noticed. Very interesting choice. 2 down on Day Old Sushi to start, however. That's going to be a pretty big momentum shift into Criminals' favor. Pencil manages to take out the shot at least, so no Zuka coming. 2 sloshes take down another. Pax making really good use of the block, unfortunately going to have to get cleaned up eventually. Bit of an ink management problem happening with the machine. That is one of the biggest weaknesses of the weapon at the moment. Shot managing to dislodge them. gets a third kill. Only in a trade. Got a zip caster going. Booyah bomb coming out. T-Tech managing to find a kill. Managing to find a good flank onto the pencil while they had cooler, going to end up setting them back from getting another cooler. Failed Sushi getting a cooler. Now's their time to take control of mid and get some more clams. Pack's going to make the life pretty difficult. Ends up getting picked off by the special, it looks like. Sheen having a fight here, trying to keep the criminals from advancing past their side of the map. Trying to rush down the machine. Unfortunately, end up taking a lot of chip damage. Not going to be feeling comfortable going past that. Zuka coming out. One last shot. And that's a wipeout for criminals. That's going to give them an opportunity to come in and score with all the clams they have. Sheen ends up picking one off. Pity clam picked up. Criminals are going to not get too much off of that. Ends up going 2 down. Fizzy bomb going out. Booyah bomb ready. Slowly taking space. Unfortunately, the T-Tech ends up going down as well. Jumps coming in. Oh, a bit of an explosion there. Not going in Dailed Sushi's favor. So that ends up being a 2-for-1 trade across both teams. Zuka coming out, tri-strikes being traded. Zuka ends up getting punished. Dailed Sushi does not take any deaths to that, but unfortunately, the shot gets caught out of the position. But this isn't going to result in a score for criminals. They're going to have to back off with a special advantage going to Dailed Sushi now. Booyah bomb coming out. See where it's going. Holding it, trying to threaten. Manages to kind of isolate 2 members of the criminals, see if they can pick them up. 1-for-1. Oh, 2 down on Dailed Sushi. It looks like the fight on the other side was not going well. Pack's going to pick up another. Power of that slosher coming out. Big tri-strike going to keep Dailed Sushi locked up in their base while criminals extend their lead. Looks like that's going to be it as they end up getting cleaned up. Largely cleaned up. Unless... Nope, they end up trickling in just enough. Dailed Sushi not quite able to do that. Oh shit, is my game audio not being... Oh my god, my game audio has not been outputting this entire time. It was on the wrong setting. I really wish someone would have said something about that before. It was on the monitor only setup. Welp. I should have game audio in the VOD, at least. Oops. Let me update the score real quick. Oh, that's bleeding out of the thing. Oh, whatever. Yeah, that'll do. Not quite lined up, but yeah. We should have game audio now.
I know some of you have been watching from the start here. I really wish one of you would have said something about not having game audio way back when I was first in the lobby. God damn it. And I haven't even done a stream where I've been like streaming Splatoon like in a while, like not on Twitch anyway. All right. Oh, Turf War Hammerhead Bridge. Much like my audio issues, all of this is water under the bridge now. And as I expected out of Criminals, it's quadruple chump zap, whereas Stale Sushi is just simply making an adjustment to having a reflux. The reflux, which is going to be painting the base to absolutely no one's surprise. Thank you, Storm. Alright, well, 2 down. Quadruple chump sap ended up getting pushed back a little bit for mid. Many of them are getting close to chumps, though. We are about to see a whole bunch of chumps fall down. Two more specials coming up. Slosher manages to pick one of the zaps. Autobombs being chased back and forth. The old Sushi, while they're going to be lacking in turf output compared to the Criminals, they are also going to be much better adept at actually slaying them. Kraken going forward, looking for anything, really. Unfortunately, manages to lose track of one of them. Just decides to retreat with that. Halfway through the match now. Oh! Oh, that was a nasty collat. And this is going into the last minute. The old Sushi's going to be looking pretty good. All chumps are really, really good for the for getting a whole bunch of turf on the ground. It's nothing for retake. Not a lot, anyway. Reflux just kind of hard focusing paint, meanwhile, and just getting out missiles where they can. I have to wonder if, like, by this point in the match, they're going to have to, like, start more directly fighting using that aspect of the reflux to help secure things. Criminals are in danger, but are starting to... Oh, that is a really bad sign for the old Sushi, though. The entire team ends up going down to Lori Bun. They end up getting cleaned up. There's 2 more sets of chumps potentially coming. One gets denied. It's looking like it might be the Criminals' game, but the old Sushi is pushing out. We'll see what ends up happening. But it's looking like it's the Criminals' game to win. But it ain't over until Judd says so. And it will be for the Criminals. A 14-1 performance showing just how consistent they've been all season in a pretty textbook display. The old Sushi fought really hard, and I do have to commend them for making them sweat for a couple of the matches there. While Tower and Clams definitely seemed a lot more decisive, I would say that Dale Sushi had a chance of winning any of these matches, for real. Good games to both teams. Very glad to have been able to cast this series.